Alright, quick update on the total crypto market cap. We're also going to be updating the altcoin market cap, and then we're going to be moving on to the others dominance. Let's jump right into the video. So, as I'm sure a lot of you know today, I'm going to pull up this chart very briefly before we pull over to our macro charts. But Bitcoin has just had a failed move. As I always say on my videos, a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. What does that mean? Well, we had a failed move, and look at this 4-hourly candle. That looks to me like a fast move. So I think Bitcoin is going to be heading down. I do think the altcoins are going to be heading down. This is something that I've been talking about on my channel for the past couple of weeks now. I've been talking about it on Twitter, Discord, YouTube, etc. But nonetheless, let's jump right in. So if we start off with the total market cap. Now, if you haven't seen this chart before, what this is the entire market cap of the crypto market. So this will encompass Bitcoin and all of the altcoins. Enough said, let's jump right into it. So keeping it very simple, this is the most macro Fibonacci chart we have on the total crypto market cap. You can't draw, I mean you can, but I would disagree that you could draw it lower. This is basically the most macro fib we have to run on the total crypto market cap, and what you'll notice is we are literally down at the 618 Fibonacci right now. So this is your last line in the sand. Technically, I'm not saying this is what we're going to do, but technically speaking, if we bounce on the 618 fib and start to head up, that would actually be confirmation that the total crypto market cap would actually still be bullish, which I find kind of funny to believe, because when you look at the Bitcoin market cap, Bitcoin has broken into a bear market, but the total crypto market cap is still kind of holding up on these lows, which is very, very interesting. The price targets will be the same whether you're looking at this on a regular scale or, like myself, oh my gosh, you're looking at this on a logarithmic growth curve scale. So like I said, keeping it super simple, your 618 fib, this really needs to hold. We absolutely need to hold 1.2, basically 1.23 trillion. If we capitulate below 1.23 trillion, then we could be wiping out a lot of the market cap. We could be coming down another 40% to your 786 Fibonacci. This would be wiping out, I mean, down here it says 495 billion, almost $500 billion. That is literally crazy. And from where we are now, it probably is $500 billion. Yeah, it's more than $500 billion from where we are now. So this is absolutely brutal. What did we do in the previous cycle? So you would have drawn from the lows to the highs, and it actually looks like we back tested it looked like we back tested the 786. That's my prediction. I've eyeballed so many Fibonacci's that I'm fairly certain that's not the 618. Yeah, it was almost the 786 Fibonacci. We capitulated quite far down below the 618. We had a bounce on the 786, and we came all the way back up to the 0.5 Fibonacci, which is interesting, very interesting. Do I think we're going to do that again this time? I don't personally think we're going to do that. We've clearly got a very different market cycle than what we previously had before. We had a pretty clear blow off top because we came all the way up into it, we came all the way back down from it, and then we had a bounce. What we've been doing is, you know, we've been coming down, we've been having a bounce, going down, having a bounce, going down, having a bounce, going down, and I just don't think that we've been going down or capitulating hard enough for us to justify a move up to Fibonacci levels up to the 1.92 trillion. I just don't think there's enough, I was about to say I don't think there's enough you know, capital or money in the world for that to even happen at this moment in time. There definitely is, because of all the quantitative easing, but with the Fed increasing the interest rates, we're going a little bit out of the scope of this video, but just very quickly, with the Fed increasing the interest rates, I think money is bleeding its way out of the stock market and the crypto market. So, you know, like I said, 618 fib, if we do not hold 1.23, then we're going to move down another 40%. You could also potentially look to your 200-week moving average, which is this orange line in the sand down here. This would actually be about a 32% drop, which is a little bit more conservative than the drop down to the next Fibonacci level. But as this is up such a huge level, we previously triple bottomed on this, we previously found resistance twice on here, and then it flipped support, and we capitulated down below it, and now we're almost like bear flagging, bearish pennanting into it. It really seems like we're either going to blast up from this or blast down from this. In my opinion, the total crypto market cap is bearish. Let's move on to total 2. Now, If you've never seen this chart before, it is, as it says up here, it is the total crypto market cap. So what we just looked at before, it is the same chart except minus Bitcoin. So what is another way of saying the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin? It is the altcoin markets. This just constitutes all of the altcoin pairs. Now, if we look at, once again, our most macro fib that we've got to run from the lows of the COVID crash, or the pandemic crash, should I say. I probably shouldn't have said that word, but screw it, let's just run with it. From the pandemic crash down here of March 2020, we came, we're coming all the way back down to, once again, your 618 Fibonacci. This was also your 618 here. So this shows that at least at this moment in time, in the very, very macro term, altcoins have gone from massively outperforming Bitcoin to being neck and neck with Bitcoin at this moment in time of the cycle. So this, in my opinion, means if Bitcoin's probably going to move down a little bit further, then this is the time where we're really going to see the altcoins derail and go to much, much more brutal price targets. For example, from where we are now, this would be a little bit more hefty than what we saw before. It would be a 43% drop, but once again, if you look at the distance between the 618 Fibonacci and the 786 Fibonacci, then we're actually about 41.5%, which is very similar from this 40% drop down to the 618 to the 786. Now, what would this mean for altcoins? If we were to move down to the 786 Fibonacci, we would be wiping out approximately 42%. Let's just round it up to the nearest percentage point. So we'd be losing approximately 42% of the altcoin market cap. This would be brutal. You can see this is approximately 282 billion, moving us back down to 394 billion. And it doesn't look the greatest to me, at least in my opinion. I mean, it's only Monday today. Bear in mind, it's only Monday. And so far on this weekly candle, we're seeing 163 billion on Monday alone traded in the altcoin market. This weekly candle that we've got right now already looks like it's halfway done, because we're already, about halfway, a third of the most brutalness that we saw last week. Last week we saw 1.4 trillion. That was absolutely exponential. It'd be very interesting to see if coming into the end of this week, we'd be able to push back up to the top here. Now, I have been debating this for some while. I've been debating doing a type of series where I kind of run over these charts, looking at both what's going on potentially in the macro Bitcoin chart. So if you wanted, for example, if you had any suggestions, we could look at the macro Bitcoin chart, then we could move down to the total crypto chart, then we could move down to the altcoins, then we could move down to the others. If you want me to make this as like a weekly series, then leave a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to do that. I love making these macro type of videos. I much prefer making these macro videos than any other type of video. These are my favorites. So if you want to see more of that, let me know down below, smash up the like button, leave a comment. That's all I need to see. So, like I said, that is the altcoin market, and we should look at the RSI on the both of these pairs, because it's very clear, we're in a wham downtrend over on the altcoins and moving over to the total crypto market cap. This is something we've also looked at over on Bitcoin, but you can see all of these, they're getting pushed down from the relative strength index. So at this moment in time, I really don't think anyone should be bullish until we break out. I made a video, I think it was yesterday, talking about Bitcoin, how to spot the bottom or how to buy the bottom. That will basically run through, in my opinion, what charts you need to be looking at, what time frames you need to be looking at, what technicals, what emotional responses from the markets do you need to be seeing and by emotional I mean what's like the market psychology. Are people bullish? Are they bearish? What is the fear and greed saying? What are the social metrics saying? Are people scared? Are they capitulating out of altcoins, or are they being greedy and running into these cryptos? That's what I mean by that. I made a whole video on that. If you want to go check that out, then go check it out. It's on my channel. But like I said, so far all of these charts are getting rejected from your Fibonacci's, and the others are starting to turn up. The others is actually starting to turn up a lot stronger than the other altcoins, which is interesting. We don't necessarily have like a perfect linear line over on the others. Let me make sure we're on logs on all of these. Yeah, we really don't have a linear line. I mean, we could just draw a line of best fit. Once again, this is not linear, but you can see something like this. We are curving down. Obviously, if you just want to highlight that, we've got high, lower high, lower high, lower high, still a lower high until we start picking up a lot greater. So I wouldn't be looking at others for potential breakouts. But what's actually very interesting is the others dominance is actually going up, which is very, very strange, something I wasn't going to be expecting, but we have more or less had a bounce on the 618 Fibonacci, which, like I said, very, very interesting. Tiny bit of volume coming in, 148 billion on the others so far. So very, very interesting. Like I said, I just wanted to go through these charts with you. In my opinion, the total crypto market cap being, obviously Bitcoin and all the altcoins is bearish. This looks like it wants to capitulate below the 618. The altcoin market cap, which is obviously all of the altcoins, and the others is just a specific amount of the altcoins in both the top, I believe it's the top 125, and also some of the other top altcoins. That's why it's called the others, because it's some of the other top altcoins within specific categories. Like, I believe you can have move to earns on there, which are not in the top 125s, but all of them are pretty textbook bearish in my opinion. The others is the only one that sticks out a little bit, and this to me kind of indicates that there's still a little bit of greed in the market with people picking up these quote-unquote other type of cryptocurrencies like move to earns, metaverse type tokens, although there is a specific, I think it's total, and there's a metaverse one, it's a DeFi one, I believe there's also, yeah, so it's just the DeFi one, not a metaverse one. But like I said, pretty textbook. All of these look like they want to break below the 618 Fibonacci. If we do capitulate below the 618 on the total crypto market cap, this means the entire crypto market cap could move down to 733 billion, wiping out almost $500 billion worth of gains. That is absolutely brutal. The altcoin market caps could similarly move down almost 300 billion, about 42% drop, and the others, if we do capitulate from where we are at this moment in time down to the 786 Fibonacci, we could move down, this is not in terms of price points, but this would be moving down about 29%, wiping out about 4% of the market cap, more specifically 3.66% of the dominance on the others dominance. That's all I've got for you today. Hope you found some value in this video. The takeaway from this is, in my opinion, Bitcoin still has lower to go. I'm targeting 22,000. What's your trading plan? Let me know down below. I think all of the altcoins are going to continue to capitulate against Bitcoin. So like I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, my trading plan right now is to buy lots of Bitcoin and leave the altcoins alone until we start seeing some signals like the RSI breaking out on Bitcoin on the weekly, which would, like we saw back here, be indicative that we are about to break into a bull market again. That's all I've got for you today. Hope you found some value in this video. As always, cowboy out. Peace.